go through it while I'm watching the back of it like that.
Hold them, Tigers! Hold them! Hold them!
just running past.
Elliott is live at Valley Stadium with a preview of what is turning in to be one of the biggest games annually.
It certainly is, Kevin. A huge game tonight is top-ranked Valley against number 3 Ames. We will have a live preview here at Valley Stadium in moments. Stay with us.
For the second straight week, Valley Stadium is the focal point for our Football Friday night. The Tigers are the top-rated team in the state, and tonight they could have their hands full with number 4 Ames. The game should start in just over an hour. Standing by live at Valley Stadium to tell us what the coaches think of tonight's Central Iowa Metro League showdown is Jason Elliott. Jason, going to be hot out there tonight.
It's going to be a warm one, and the sun is quite bright, and I am wearing my sunscreen, so fear not. No controversy as to who the number 1 team in the state is. It, of course, is the Valley Tigers, who take on the Ames Little Cyclones. Both teams are undefeated. We talked to Ames coach Kirk Datto earlier this week. He knows he's going to have his work cut out here tonight.
I tell you, I've never seen a more justified ranking, I don't think, because they're very strong on both sides of the ball. They've got a great mixture of size and speed, and an excellent returning people, and just a truly representative number 1 team.
Ames beat Marshalltown last week to begin the season with a victory, and head coach of Valley, Gary Swenson, joins us now, and you heard from Coach Datto. He says you guys deserve to be number 1. What do you think at this point?
That was nice of him. I wouldn't expect anything else. We did play well last week, Jason, and we have a huge challenge ahead of us tonight. Ames is a quality football team, a much more experienced team than Dowling, and I think maybe a more talented team.
We talked about before we went on the air as far as the game last week against the Maroons. You guys couldn't have asked for a better opener, right?
Got off to a fast start, which it's unusual for your first game, but we took the kickoff back. We had some big passes early. We got up on top and pretty well controlled it from there. We'd like that to happen again tonight.
The key for tonight, obviously, Ames likes to throw the ball. They run it real well with Aaron Greving. What do you think? How do you win this game?
We have to contain Aaron Greving. We can't stop him, but we have to contain him. If he shakes loose for some big runs, we'll be in trouble tonight.
Matchups up front. That's got to be a concern for you guys with a lot of new faces up there.
Both teams have solid and big offensive lines. I think the key is which defensive front can hang in there for 4 quarters.
Okay, best of luck. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Gary Swenson of the Valley Tigers. It's going to be a big one. Top-ranked Valley and the Little Cyclones. A live report and highlights at 10. Heidi.
All right, thanks a lot, Jason. Ames at Valley, just one of the games we'll be covering tonight. Here are the others. Dowling, Indianola, North Roosevelt, and Lincoln East in the Central Iowa Metro League. Will also be in Sadell for the Eagles game with Colfax Mingo, and in Pleasantville where the 9th-rated Trojans host Carlisle. And be sure to call in your score.
Here, and so is another Metro Power Top 5 clash. News Center 13's Ryan Lund joins us live from Valley Stadium at the Football Friday Subway tailgate. Ryan, you've racked up another choice assignment.
Keith, I should just camp out here for the rest of the season. This is the place to be, at least the first 2 weeks of the season. Last week we had number 1 versus number 2 with Valley Dowling. This week we have number 4 versus number 1. Number 4 Ames against number 1 Valley. Now let's take a look at what these two teams did Last week, Valley against Dowling, 1 versus 2. Matt Martin with 3 touchdown passes as the Tigers just rolled 42-14 over Dowling. Ames played Marshalltown, and it was all Aaron Greving, the future Hawkeye, 252 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, so you know where the Tigers are going to be looking on defense tonight and who they're trying to stop. Now, last week we debuted our Subway tailgate, and the Bear was out here helping me hand out some sandwiches. As you can see, there was a very high demand for the sandwiches, and Bear suffered some injuries, but he's a gamer. He's back, and let me just ask the Bear a quick couple questions here for your pain relief to help you. Do you choose Tylenol? Is it Excedrin? How about Bear? Aha, there it is. Well, the Bear's here, Keith. I'm here. But most importantly, Valley and Ames, number 1 versus number 4. We will have all our highlights tonight coming up on Football Friday.
Right, I think I saw that one coming down the interstate.
It wasn't that obvious, was it?
No, I don't think so. And you tell that Bear, he tries to hit us up for any disability pay, he's going back to hibernation. I mean that.
He's not calling OSHA. His paws are too big to dial the phone.
Thank goodness.
News 5 Sports Team. This is Sports Extra. Sports Extra is brought to you by 98 Rock.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sports Extra. The News 5 team has highlights from a dozen games tonight. We'll get it started with a doozy in Class 4A. The fans of 4th-rated Ames all jacked up for their showdown with top-rated Valley. But it's the Tigers that controlled both sides of the ball in the early going. Couple Matt Martin touchdown passes, then Casey Shelton with the big sack. 14-0 Valley at that point, but the Little Cyclones would get back in it with one big play. Watch Aaron Greving. Is there any doubt that this is the most talented running back in the state? This play will cover 74 yards to cut the lead to 14-7. That's the way it stood at halftime. But Martin was just too much for Ames on this night. He and Luke Jacobson had it stuck on automatic. A 25-yard touchdown here. Their 3rd hookup of the night to make it 21-7 Valley in the 3rd. Tigers lead it right now 28-14 with about a minute to go. That'll be their 2nd straight decisive victory over top 5 team. I guess Gary Swenson's team has it going a little bit. Another good game here. Defending state champion Ankeny at Newton. Big play at halftime. Newton resident Brent Peterson drills a 35-yard field goal to earn $357 for the Domestic Violence Alternative Charity. Good job, Brent. Now Ankeny trailed 21-7 at the half before coming out ready to go in the 2nd. Eric O'Brien, a 20-yard run down to Newton's 2-yard line. That set up this. Jason Happy taking it in to cut the lead to 21-14. After a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, the Newton defense had his back to the wall again, but the Cardinals come up big defensively, breaking up the pass on 4th and 11. From that point on, it was all Newton. They win it 31-14. Well, the American Conference tonight, a game that will go a long way toward determining the champion. It's Dowling at Indianola. Big crowd in the stands and an even bigger crowd in the air for this one. Where's Alfred Hitchcock when we need him? Dowling jumps out to the early lead. D-Wayne Long, 6 yards for the touchdown, 7-0. Maroons at that point. Then the Dowling defense comes up with a big play. Drew Landolt on the interception. Dowling dominated both sides of the ball in this one, and they win it 48-14. Nice comeback after last week's loss. Well, you know things are going to heat up when old rivals Lincoln and East get together. The story in this one early on, the East defense and special teams. Ben Cowie blocked the Lincoln punt. Keon Sharp scoops it up and scores. Big play. East out to a quick 7-0 lead. Their defense making sure it stays that way. Linebacker Floyd White is really a tough player. He had several big stops. At last report, 2nd quarter, East up 7-0. Still looking for a final at that one. At Hutchins Stadium tonight, Roosevelt North.